morning, brothers. Good morning. I was asked to speak today to the fraternity about 6 Polish Capuchin order during the Second World War and beatified by John Paul II in Warsaw in 1999. And since their family names are Slavic and difficult for me to pronounce, I hope you will allow me to follow our guardian example with Father Jack and Gregory. And let me use their religious name. Anisek, Henrik, Fideli, Florian, and Symphorian. All these friars were murdered close in time to one another, but in different days. Some of them were murdered in the concentration camp in Warsaw, Dachau, and in Auschwitz in Munich. They range in age in different. There were 3 of them who were on their 60s and 3 who were on their 30s. Anise, who was a priest and 66, he worked with homeless men. Symphorian was 64. He was the quaestor of the fraternity. He begged alms for the friars, for the Capuchins, and for the poor. The younger of them, who was also a priest, Henrik, he was 36 and he finished his theology and was already the rector and professor in the Capuchin theology in Krakow or Warsaw. The 2 others who were seminarians, Fidelis and Florian, they were on the 32. One of them was 33. And they were in the 3rd year of theology when they were murdered. Imagine, if you want, in our fraternity here, 6 of us from this province, this chapel right now, and are taken away from the fraternity to a concentration camp in different places, beaten, tortured, and imprisoned. And some who are here evaded to be arrested. And we are receiving word about our brothers who are being tortured and all kinds of things are being doing to them. For us, these brothers are heroes. When I reflect in the very life, how they offer the life of Jesus, it comes to my mind that when we are doing our novitiate, and now the information, we were not trained the novitiate to be murdered. But when they took their final vows, no this single friar among these martyrs had any reason to think that martyrdom was his destiny. None of them received special training in the novitiate to prepare and strengthen them to give their testimony and their very lives for Jesus. Perhaps we sitting here in this chapel, we feel pretty safe, but the age of martyrdom has not passed away. Just a few months ago, Christian refugees fleeing from the Islamic State in Iraq told the story of a Catholic teenager whose home was invaded by insurgents. One of them grabbed this 18-year-old, pressed a revolver to his head and shouted, "Renounce Christianity and become a Muslim or you die." The young Catholic man felt the cold metal right above his eyes, but he replied quietly, "I can never renounce Jesus." The terrorists immediately shot him through his forehead, splattering both himself and his victim with blood and pieces of bone. Brothers, we know that it does not look probable right now like we are going to start losing friars to imprisonment and death the way our Polish Capuchins died during the Second World War. However, if we want to honor their heroism I think it helps to think about the circumstances of their lives and see them as individual persons. They were Capuchin, they were our habit, and they professed the Franciscan rule. And the church asks us to be faithful to these people, to imitate their way of life, their example. They are model to us, to imitate their courage. And as we get to know this heroic Polish comfort a little better, maybe this will also be a good time to ask ourselves how we think we will react if the Lord allowed one or more of us in this province to give our lives for Jesus. It will probably not be at the hands of foreign soldiers, but think of all the individual terrorists who have violently invaded schools and marathons like happened in Boston a couple years ago. It's impossible that one of us sitting here right now would someday appear in a picture on the wall of the sacristy holding a palm branch. Let's ask the Lord to give us the strength and the courage to face whatever challenges we are is going to permit to come up in our lives, to give us the grace of perseverance in our Capuchin vocation until the day of our death, when you will come to take us to yourself. Amen.
Amen.